You could just talk.
For real, like what?
Welcome to Works in Progress. Um, we have the three amigos here, right?
Yep.
Chrissy, Lewis, Mike. We're in the building. Chrissy, stop throwing up gang
Did
signs.
he
I saw
just
that.
refer to himself in third person?
Yes, and I'm gonna need you to stop throwing up gang signs. I saw all of that. What is that? I saw
I'm
that.
sorry,
I saw
but we just have to throw this out here that me and Lewis was talking mad shit about Mike in the group chat, and he was so oblivious for the last 20 minutes.
y'all talking about me?
Yeah.
Well,
I gotta go
technically
to.
we were typing, but yeah.
That's crazy. What y'all saying about me? That I'm the greatest ever? Like how y'all just. I'm not the
Oh,
greatest.
you go pull up the conversation.
Yeah, you can read it though. Why don't you read it for
No,
everyone?
no, no, no. It's on Skype.
It's on Skype.
Yeah, so on
Yeah.
Skype, if you go all the way up, it's gonna give you like that bubble, like messenger bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Put on your glasses. You're like half blind.
I am.
Yeah.
I can't see anything right now. Hold on. Why is he still? Why is he still talking? Is he seeing this? I don't think so. I don't know. He is ranting about nonsense. I know. Oh, that's why. He has no idea what we like. He has no idea we are talking about him. So oblivious. Poor guy. Yo. I can't even hold up. You know what? You know what? See, this is the kind of disrespect that I have to deal with on a daily basis from both of these guys. Okay, both of them. I don't understand what I've done to these people. Okay, you people that have you guys talking about me behind my back so viciously.
It wasn't behind your back. You was
It
in
wasn't
the
that
chat.
vicious.
It was vicious. Okay, I can't even get you guys back now. I'm blind, guys. I can't see anything right now. All I know is that we're recording, and we're like 2 minutes into the recording, and they don't even know what we're talking about today. We're gonna be talking about something actually pretty serious today. Kind of serious, not too serious. We're gonna be talking about a lot of the tragedies that's been happening lately, and we're gonna talk about what's to blame for these tragedies, you know, and what can we do to prevent further tragedies in the future? Is there a way to prevent further tragedies in the future? That's one of the first topics we're gonna be talking about, and also, happy Thanksgiving, everybody! If you're listening
Yeah,
to
happy
this,
Thanksgiving.
yes. If you're listening to this on time,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm coming here for my plate later. If you're listening to this on time, as you should be, it is Thanksgiving here in the States. So I do want to say, no offense, Lewis, shout out to Mexico because I was checking the stats the other day and we got some listeners in Mexico, believe it or not. So shout outs to Mexico and all of the other countries and places around the world that is listening to Works in Progress. You know, we've had people from Ukraine listen to us also. So
Cool.
we're global. We're international, as we like to say. And speaking of international, Lewis, you're supposed to be taking a trip soon, right?
Yeah. I still haven't booked it, but I'm supposed to be visiting my parents' home country.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And when are you supposed to be going? When are you aiming to go?
Uh, mid through end of January.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, hopefully we do have exclusive footage of that. If Lewis does go. Um, and so I guess we can get right into it. Oh, Chrissy, aren't you supposed to go somewhere? Didn't you say you was going somewhere? I can't remember where.
I didn't book anything yet, but I'm trying to do DR.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I have this goal where I try to do 2 trips a year. Mm-hmm. So far, I've been successful. Like, it doesn't matter if it's in state or
just leaving New York in general.
Or out of the country. Just out of New York in general. So far, I've been successful the last 2 years.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to do DR. And I think I'm trying to do Arizona was on my list because my school is there.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to go there when it's winter because it's gonna be nice over there.
Yeah.
But let's see if my schedule allows me to do it. That's always the hardest part when you try to take trips.
Yeah.
Take off of work for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my job's not really trying to have that because I took 3 weeks off in September, so they still holding out against me.
I mean, I would too. I'm just saying. So I haven't had a vacation in 2 years, and I'm gonna put my glasses back on because I am blind.
Oh my
I'm sorry,
god, do you
guys.
want to go somewhere together?
Where you wanna go?
I don't know. Let's go somewhere tropical.
Okay.
I'll
Can
do
we
some
bring-
research.
Is Lewis coming?
Lewis can come too.
I like the cold, so I kind of want to go to Canada.
I want to go to Canada too, though.
Oh my god, guys, Canada is so much fun.
Yeah, I've heard.
We have to go.
Yeah.
I will go with you guys to go to Canada. Like Canada, guys, if you've never been to Canada, you should go to Canada. Like
I mean, I don't speak French. Is that gonna hinder me?
No.
That's if you go to like Montreal and Quebec. I'm talking about Toronto. They speak English.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most of Canada speaks English.
Yeah.
Outside the U.S.,
hmm
English is like a second language there, or in Europe and Canada, they learn their official language and English.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I do
okay.
think I know what you're talking about. In Montreal and Quebec, they speak French.
Yes.
So
I
there
have,
is like.
I have a dear friend that goes to Montreal quite a bit because she has family over there and they do speak French. So, but she speaks Creole and French are very close, so she doesn't have a problem there. Anyway, okay, that's cool. So, I wanted to talk about a lot of the stuff that's been happening lately, right? We just recently heard about the shooting that happened in Texas at the church.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That is crazy. That is crazy. And that comes a month after the Vegas shooting. And then look back at some of the other tragedies that's happened, like in the last 10 years or so, right? Sandy Hook, right? How many of y'all guys? I'm sure there's way more.
What'd you say before?
Sandy Hook.
You said Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
That one was sad.
Yeah, because that was a school, right?
The one.
I think
Pulse
it happened near
Pulse
the
in
school.
Florida?
Yeah. Wait.
The Pulse one in Florida. When did that happen?
Oh yeah, that was a few years ago at the club, right?
Yeah.
No, it was a couple months ago.
In Florida. Oh yeah, there was another incident in Florida. Yeah, but there was something even like maybe a few years ago in Florida.
The nightclub one, with the gay club, was a couple of years ago, or was it? No, that was.
I believe it was. It was a few years ago.
I think it was this past year, guys.
I'm gonna look
I think
it up now.
I think it was 2016.
You may be right. I'm gonna look that up. But the point is, there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening, right? Not to mention the shooting at the Ariana Grande concert, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And that didn't even happen here. It happened in London, I believe. It was London, right? I believe it was Manchester. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So my question is, right? Why is this happening? Why is in 2017 all of these things happening? Has it always been happening, and we just hear about it more with media, like social media, and and everything that we have, all of the outlets that we have, or is there an extreme rise of violence and hate throughout the world, not just here in the States? I'll let Chrissy go first. What do you think?
I think it's both. I think it's a mental state, and then I also think basically the world is just changing. People are like angry. People are angry with the changes that have been going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that anger is now built up, and basically people are rebelling.
The whole world?
I feel like that. I mean, let's say a lot of it, let's say, what is it, the Sandy Hook thing?
Mm-hmm.
I believe he had like a mental illness, I believe.
Okay. So
When
Go ahead.
When he committed that crime. And then the thing is, like, the thing I hate about the news is, like, the news wants to report a story, and then they want to go, oh, when he was 15 years old, he got into a fight He had anger issues. He had access to guns. But it's like, okay, you guys know all of this already. He's probably more likely been in trouble before, and you released him. And now because something bigger happens, now you want to sit there and be like, and say all these bad things about his character. But you guys knew all of this. Like, majority of the time, when people like commit such a big crimes like that, like Virginia Tech, all those shootings, is because those things there have been signs already. It's just people ignore it.
What about even the movie theater shooting? Remember that?
The guy
Aurora
in
Springs, Colorado.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Lewis. Yes.
But he said that was based off of, was it the movie?
The screening of The Dark Knight Rises, I think, one of the Batman movies. Yeah, because I think he went in as Joker.
Crazy.
So actually, it's so funny. In my research methods class, we actually just learned about this. Like, there's actually theories that they're starting to see like shows that kids watch at a young age, like violent shows, are actually connected to them like later on in life committing crimes. Like a lot of, when they took surveys, a lot of youth people have said that like watching TV has influenced them to do certain things. Like, let's think about it. Like, I noticed, like, off topic, but like, let's think about like a show like 16 and Pregnant.
Yeah.
I feel like a show like that, it kind of is like, oh, if I get pregnant, I'm gonna be on TV too.
It glorifies it.
Yeah, it's like, it's not. You're not making the show to be like, don't get pregnant. It's like you're sending a different message by saying get pregnant and then you'll be on TV too. Like stuff like that.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Lewis, what do you think about it?
I've done research. I've done actual projects where I would, defend certain. Okay, so when a lot of stuff happens, the media tries to blame either mental health, that they've had issues, they've been bullied, and then gone too far, or even video games and movies. There's been research saying that for kids playing violent games doesn't necessarily equate to them being violent when they're older. There were 3 things that you would have to check off for them to actually do these violent things, and one of them would be not knowing the difference between fantasy and reality.
Right.
And that would equate or should give you some sort of sense about their mental health. I'm just looking now here at some of the shootings, and it's either mental health or it's PTSD, because some of these like the shooter in Vegas, I think, was a veteran.
Wow. Yeah. So you think, yeah. So, okay, Chrissy brought up an interesting point, and you brought up an interesting point. So, the media, right, likes to say it's mental health. Do you guys agree that it is? That it's mental health? Because I know you guys both brought it up. Because I do think I think it is a mental health issue, but I think it also has to do with your upbringing, how you were raised and everything like that. I think that also plays a part into it. I feel like... yeah, go ahead.
I don't think it's always a mental health issue. I think it's just easier to say mental health to justify the action. Like in high school, you automatically act out and they like thought you were depressed, or they thought you needed anger management because it was no other way to explain a person's behavior but to label them as, with a mental disorder. So I feel like the reason why half these people get labeled crazy is to justify or to give the families an answer. Like, he was crazy. He had a tough childhood. He lost his job. They do all these things to basically justify something. They don't really know why these people really just go randomly wake up one morning and shoot people. You
Well,
you
yeah. No, I was saying, well,
unless
of course
there's
we don't.
like unless there's like a physical evidence, like someone's like blogging about it or someone's had a conversation with the person about it,
Mhm.
you really don't know why a person wakes up one morning and says, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
What
Here's
if
the
I wake
thing,
up
though.
one morning and I'm just like, I don't like Lewis and Mike, I'm gonna shoot them. I'm gonna automatically get. I'm just saying.
No,
For
I know. I
example,
know. I'm just messing with
they went through my text messages, or they went through my Skype, or if they went through my social media, would they ever see any evidence that I had an issue with you?
you.
No, they wouldn't see an issue with that. But to justify why I did it, because it was so randomly, they would label me as someone with a mental disorder.
Lewis, what was you gonna say?
Well, the thing with mental disorder, it's two things. It's one that when you're okay, so normally when the shootings happen, one or two things happen. Either they commit suicide or they get shot down.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, you don't know why they did the things they did.
Mm-hmm.
Or they get arrested, they're brought to trial, and one of the defense, when you're in court and all this, is plead insanity.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then you're pretty much saying, hey, or the defense attorney saying, hey, he's not mentally stable, and he lashed out, he did these things. And mental health, there's not enough research into this for us to definitively say, hey, this guy has a mental health issue, or there was a reason behind the things he did.
So, okay, great point on the fact that they're either shot or they're put into like a mental institution or whatever. Those are good. Those are very good points. I didn't even think about that. So I guess my question is, because Christy thinks it's easier just to blame mental health, and I do agree with her. Christy had mentioned that she thinks it's more rebellion for a lot of the stuff, people are mad and everything like that. So
Yeah.
if it's not mental health, what do you think that it is? Because Chrissy said it's rebellion. What about you? What do you think it is?
I mean, it could be a lot of things. People like to be political, and some take it to the extreme and do these crazy things. For instance, we were talking about Ariana Grande and her concert. The guy was in love with her.
Yeah.
And to the point where he became obsessive and almost wanted to take her life.
Crazy.
Wait, that was the conclusion?
I believe it is. I'm not 100% sure.
That he wanted to he basically did this to get her attention.
Something like that. When you go off that extreme edge, your mentality becomes, if I can't have you, no one can.
Yep.
So that usually ends up being in you killing the person.
That's crazy. I mean, but then that is a mental health thing, though. Think about that, right? So if you get to the point that you're willing to do anything, and if you can't get this person, then
okay, so let me say this. Love makes you stupid.
Yeah,
right?
I'm an example of that.
And we don't know enough about mental health to classify this as mental health. What was the example I was in the news? Back in the day, women had hysteria, or what they classified as hysteria, which is that women were just sexually frustrated.
Yeah.
You don't know these things until you actually, research this and, actually go forth with experiments.
Yeah, that's true.
Right now, somebody could say something and then, do something and to be classified as having some sort of mental health issue.
That's true. Like you said, I guess it's just easier to diagnose it that way. But you're right. We don't know enough about mental health, even in 2017, to really say, yeah, it was a mental health issue. But me personally, just looking at it, I think it is, but I think it's a mixture of things. I think, yeah, that mental health isn't, because when we look at mental health from a grand, the grand scheme of it, mental health is really how you are, like your state of mind. You know what I mean? Like how healthy your mind is, right? So like,
Yeah.
so there's a
Two
lot of
things with
people.
that.
Yeah.
Two things with that. What defines being mentally healthy?
I guess
You
that's
know,
subjective, right?
and yeah, exactly. So when you define that, you define normal, and as you guys know, we really can't define normal.
Right. It's what
You know,
society deems as normal.
yes, yes. Then you also have people who do the things because they saw someone else do it. You know, um, when you have a serial killer running around, you sometimes do get copycat killers. You try
Mm.
to copy what the serial killer has done and all that. You know, try to understand or create something to fit their ideals.
But that goes back to my original point. I agree with you, but at the same time, it's like, isn't that a mental issue though? If you're copying somebody that is a serial killer and then you become a serial killer because you've seen somebody else do it, to me, you're not mentally there. Like, there's no. Alright, I could see somebody kill somebody tomorrow, or whatever. Is that gonna make me want to go out and kill somebody? Like, no. You know, I'm like, that's not okay. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, all right, well, he did it because he was a copycat, this, that, and the third. Like, no, there was something mentally wrong with him. I get it that you can't define normal, but you can define people's actions by being unjust and illogical.
So you pretty much talking about people who are good and people who are evil. So pretty much people who kill other people are evil.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, this is not all black and white.
Yeah,
This is
that's
not all
true.
black and white. Yeah.
That's true. I don't know, Chrissy, you got anything you wanted to add to it before we like kind of move on
I
to
just
something
think
lighter?
I just think that it's just gonna be harder because I feel like the definition of mental illness gets changed so damn much that you don't even fucking know anymore. Like, let's be real. Every time when you have to fill out a job application, I swear they add more and more things to that list
Yeah, they
of
do.
what is a
They do.
disability / mental illness, and I'm like,
Some of them even ask for your social media.
Yes. Me and
it's
Chrissy
just
had a
like
conversation about that too.
Hmm?
Yep. Me
it's
and
like
Chrissy was just talking about that. Huh?
they let other people's opinions, and it's so funny because this is what I have to write about in my class, but they let other people's opinions influence how the way that they change things and
Mm-hmm.
how they create policies, and you're just like, it's just so much.
It is.
Yeah, that's how the world works. That's how fashion works too.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So I guess ending. Is there a way to prevent all of these tragedies? Like, was there a way to prevent some of the stuff that happens, and is there a way to prevent this stuff in the future? Is it more research? Is it I don't know, teaching our kids a different way? Like, is there a way to prevent this?
It's funny you mentioned that because I was reading an article here. I had even posted up on Facebook that beginning next year, elementary, middle, and high school schools in New York State will be required to include mental health education in the health curriculum.
Good. It should.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So, you're probably parents, or
Mm-hmm.
if you're an older sibling, you're probably gonna see this coming in their form saying, "Hey, we want to teach your kid about mental health issues and all that." The same thing they're doing with AIDS and sexually transmitted diseases.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Chrissy, what do you think? Is there a way to prevent it?
This is a very I'm like in the middle. It's like yes or no for me
Mm-hmm.
on that.
We probably won't be able to stop it now.
Yeah.
We have to give it time because
Yeah,
we
but
don't
it's like
know.
how much time is the question. Like, let's think about this. It's like I feel like every president that's like come into office has tried this too, and it's just like
Hasn't worked.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with both of
I
you.
personally feel like ever since Trump became president, it's just been more disastrous. But that's just me.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother subject. But I want to get into something that I am looking forward to because I'm starving. It's Thursday. It's Thanksgiving, guys.
Yes.
So at every Thanksgiving
Not every,
dinner.
because I think I know where you're going with this.
at every, I hope you do. On every Thanksgiving, at every Thanksgiving dinner, right? There's certain things that I need on my plate. Okay, there's certain things that I look forward to every Thanksgiving, right? The mac and cheese got to be there.
Yes.
The big mac and cheese got to be there. It has to be there. If it's not there, I'm leaving. Wait, let me ask you guys this. Are you guys turkey people? Like, do you actually enjoy turkey? Because I know a lot of people that don't.
We actually, in my household, we don't do turkey for Thanksgiving.
Me
We
either.
usually do chicken or some sort of
Chicken,
meat.
yeah.
Smart.
We don't do turkey because no one eats it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Last year, shout out to my aunt DJ EBE. Me and her DJ together. A lot of you've seen us together. She throws down in the kitchen, right? But she usually doesn't do turkey. I don't think she did turkey last year. I think she did chicken, if I remember correctly. I didn't have turkey last year.
A lot of people don't eat it. I think it's just like everyone's over the traditional, oh my God, you have to have a turkey there.
I think everybody's over tradition, period. Like, in general. It's not just Thanksgiving. Look at our generation. What's traditional about our generation? Like, nothing. There's literally nothing. Like, so we kind of, but you know what? We say our generation, but, you know, our parents, our aunts, you know, our uncles, people like that, they are the ones that's like preparing Thanksgiving dinner a lot of the times, right? So, and they're not even following tradition. So I don't think it's just our generation. I think in general, us as a society are not conforming to tradition, right? But that's a whole other thing. I want to talk about eating. What do you guys need on your plate for Thanksgiving? Like, what's a must? I'll start with Lewis this time since I started with Chrissy last time.
Mashed potato and gravy.
Ooh, okay. Anything else?
Side of corn, maybe.
I'm good on corn. You like stuffing?
I love corn.
I usually don't have stuffing because I don't have turkey.
Okay. Now, there's some people that. Oh.
You can't. Everyone can't make stuffing. I'm picky about stuffing.
That's true. I'm not a big stuffing person. I need sweet potatoes though. You gotta have the sweet potatoes.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when I do my own Thanksgiving thing, I kind of want to be like finger food. I don't want to have this big thing in the middle where you have to cut it, and then, you know, for me, I'd rather just have stuff that you would want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like fucking a stack of burgers, a stack of whatever around. You know, just grab whatever you want to eat. You know, it's not about the food. It's about being there as a family.
Family, yes. And it's about being around family that you don't necessarily want to see, but it's Thanksgiving, so you got to see them.
Yeah, like,
you got to throw that shade.
Hey, Auntie Rita, who I haven't seen in like 20 years.
Yeah. You know, that you only see that one time a year that you don't really like, you know, but hey, I see that.
What?
Yeah, I saw that. You saw that too, right, Lewis?
I haven't seen anything.
I'm going to have to blur it out. It's going to be like a blur. We have to blur it out, you know. Censored right across the finger. But anyway, but yeah. So it is about family. It's about being thankful, right? And I guess,
yes.
See, I was about to wrap up. Lewis, you want to talk about something else? I do remember that before we wrap up.
Yes, a couple of things. You know, Black Friday, right after Thanksgiving. Anything if you guys want to buy or thinking of getting?
I'm working, so I'm probably not.
I work too, so I can't go shopping.
Yeah. Okay, so fair enough. We're all working.
You getting?
Yeah. No, the thing. I'm thinking about getting a TV, 4K TV.
Okay.
Ooh.
Think about it.
Fancy.
I'm like 80% done with my room, and I realize I need a bigger TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
where you gonna go to get it?
I'm not gonna get it Black Friday.
Okay.
Cyber Monday.
I'm working Cyber Monday. I'm actually done pulling some other orders for Cyber Monday. So pretty much this whole weekend, including Monday, is gonna be game time for me and my crew.
Good luck.
Good luck on that one.
I'm working 12-hour shifts those days.
Ooh, you better than me. They can't pay me enough to do that.
Tomorrow, I'm doing a 12-hour shift tomorrow.
I'm doing a 12-hour shift Wednesday, Friday, and Monday.
See, Mike don't do that for jobs I don't want to do anymore. So that's not happening. I used to, but no.
I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna get mad overtime.
There's
I'm not
plus.
complaining.
Yeah, there's a plus there.
Chill.
Yep, especially right before Christmas, which is like a month away.
Mm-hmm.
And then New Year's is like a month and a half away, maybe. Yeah,
Man,
month and a half.
Year's almost over.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
So Marilyn Manson died.
Marilyn Manson died?
Did?
No, not Marilyn Manson.
Charles Manson.
Charles Manson.
I'm like,
I was like, I don't
what?
think that.
I'll probably scare like half the people on this podcast right
I was
now.
about to Google it and all that.
Yeah. Me too. I was like,
R.I.P.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week.
So,
okay.
What's up?
No, I was gonna say.
No.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk about the Tesla. So from the new car that came out. Okay.
Yes.
So Elon Musk and Tesla unveiled they were having like what do you call that? It's not like a keynote, but when they talk about the products that are coming out, the first thing they unveiled is the first fully electric semi truck.
Okay.
It's gonna have auto drive. It's gonna be able to drive itself, which is gonna be helpful. When the drivers are working mad hours, driving through the night,
is that
and they fall
safe?
asleep.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was about to say, is it?
Yeah. So I don't know how it's gonna work, but it should pretty much take over whenever the driver falls asleep.
Actually, I think the last car that I rented, if you it's a Ford Explorer. If you drive after a certain amount of miles, it tells you on the screen, driver should pull over and rest. And I was like, what?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it literally will make this noise like beep, 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 like a warning sign. And it'd be like, driver needs to pull over and rest. And I'm like, wow. That's actually pretty good. Like, but it was like, it was only 30 miles. Like 30 miles is like, not that long. It's like an hour drive, 45 minutes.
30 miles? No, that's my trip to work every day. That's because it's about 40 minutes.
Yeah, well, 40 minutes.
Yeah, 40,
that's not even a long time, but it's like it tells you. I guess you can set it. I guess it was just like on the auto, but you can set it.
Probably.
After a certain amount of miles.
I guess it should learn pretty much your behavior. So when you're taking a road trip,
I guess it senses if you start slowing down randomly or something like that your foot is tired.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think it's pretty cool what they're doing with the cars now.
When is it supposed to come out?
They're putting it for pre-order, but I don't think manufacturer is going to start until 2019 or 2020. Okay. It's impressive because fully charged, this thing could either get you about 300 or 500 miles on a single charge. Depending on the load you're carrying and all of that. So they announced this car, and right inside the trailer of this car, of the semi, is Tesla's new Roadster, which is, I'm looking at the specs and it's still mind blowing. So to put it into perspective, what is the fastest car out there right now? The Bugatti.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just pull this up real quick.
A new Bugatti.
We didn't ask you to sing.
All right. Well, I mean, I didn't ask you if you asked me. How about that? Okay.
You know what? After the show, meet me at the corner.
I will, because I'm gonna come over there to get my plate, like I told you.
All right.
All right. Cool.
That shit gonna be going.
What you talking about?
We don't save food in this house.
Yes, you do. Yo, tell your sister to fall back. Okay, I'm coming through. And I want to eat.
My sister be the first one to eat stuff.
That's why I said tell her to fall back, and I'm gonna come over and get my plate.
I didn't even know this was in my background. Thanks, guys.
What's in your background?
My album for when I went on a cruise.
Oh, shout out to you going on cruises.
Yo, I spent so much money on this stuff.
Hmm.
I don't know. Everyone can see these pictures, but
Don't worry, we'll put it up.
yeah,
In
you guys can
post.
see my pictures from
We'll
my
put it up in
cruisers.
post. I'll
This
find
is
them.
my favorite one.
All right, you don't have to put it up because I'm gonna actually show it. So.
Yeah, but I want to
I'm
show
gonna
Okay, so
Yeah, go ahead.
like story time, but
Yeah. Go ahead, Lewis. Like, don't even worry about her photo
he just
album.
cut me off, yo. Fuck him.
okay, so the Lamborghini Aventador, right? I couldn't find the specs for the other car.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
the Lamborghini goes from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, right?
Mhm.
This new Tesla car, Roadster, goes from 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds,
Yeah, that's crazy.
right? So it has this nice other specs. Top speed over 150 miles per hour. Right, mile range from a full charge, depending on how you're pushing it, 620 miles.
Wow.
Four-seater car, and how much is the Lamborghini?
How much? It's gotta be
Yeah.
$100,000 car. Like, depending on where you go, $80,000 car maybe. I don't know.
$400,000.
Oh, see, I was way off. Like, way off. I said 100,000, and yeah.
This electric Tesla car is about half the price at $200,000.
Okay, so you're buying that for me for Christmas, right? Thanks, Lewis.
Yeah, look at him.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro.
I mean, it's not even gonna come out until like 2020 or something.
Now you have to connect. You'll get it early. It's okay.
I'll see.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. All right. So with that, next week I do want to talk about something. I don't know. We'll come up with it, guys. But I do want to say R.I.P. to rapper Little Peep. He overdosed on drugs, on pills, last week, and I didn't listen to Little Peep, but the guy was only 21 years old. And
yeah, and he was about to be like upcoming, like
yeah, he was popping. He was in there with the little Uzis and the Yachties and all of that. So, R.I.P. And that leads to a bigger issue about drugs and drug use within, the hip hop community and especially with the younger kids. So maybe that's something we could tackle next week.
Yeah.
So
sounds good.
Great. So guys, enjoy your Thanksgiving. If you guys are off this weekend, some of you guys that watch the show have an extended Thanksgiving weekend. So enjoy your weekend. If you're out for Black Friday, be careful.
Safe.
Yeah. Yes. Be safe. Be careful.
Don't go crazy for the deals. Don't.
Right.
It's not worth it at all.
And don't give the workers a hard time either.
Seriously. Yeah. Think about it. They're away from their families on a holiday, and because look, my former employer, real quick before we wrap this up, my former employer Macy's, right? They would have us come in at 4:00 in the afternoon on Thanksgiving. Nobody had a chance to eat their food or anything like that. You might say, "Oh, well, that's the job that you picked, right? You picked that, right?" So no, I didn't start working there to work on Thanksgiving. Like when I started working there, you came there at 11:30 at night for Black Friday. That is okay. I can understand that. Not 4:00 in the afternoon on Thanksgiving Day. That's outrageous. So all of the people that do go out to shop, because guess what? It's you guys' fault. Not you guys like Lewis and Christy. Not you guys. But the people that listen to this, right, and watch this.
The consumer who wants to go out there and buy. Cause
I'm not going to lie. I used to be that person. I would eat dinner and I would fucking go out shopping at night. Well, and I never thought about oh my God, they're not with their families. I just wanted my stuff.
Most people.
All you saw was just the prices, yeah.
Yeah, and let me let you in on a secret, guys. The deals are not real. They're not real. Look, listen to me. I worked at retail for 5 years, right? Those deals are BS. Okay.
You know it's so crazy. I just went into Walgreens yesterday, so I was like, I'm gonna go buy some garbage bags, right? Mm-hmm. And I usually I'm bougie, guys. Like I just like name brand stuff. I don't be like, oh, let me go for the cheapest thing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to buy some
Glad
bags. You will when
you start getting older, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. When I wanted to get some Glad bags with the Febreze, the one that's scented, so like the garbage doesn't smell.
Yeah. So
I went and I was like, I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, did I spend like $11? It was $11 for a box of 40.
I would never.
Febreze bags. So I'm like, Mom, did I spend $11 last time? But the bags lasted us a very long time. I'm not even gonna lie. It lasted like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So it was a good investment. So I'm like, Mom, I spent $11 on a garbage bags, right? So when I go now, I looked. Walgreens tried to make it seem like the $11
Was the sale price?
Mm-hmm.
and it was underneath the tag. It was the same $10.99.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, they did not just do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they basically try to make it seem like you're getting a deal when it was really the same price originally.
Yeah, that's true. And on that note, like I said, be careful, guys. Thank you guys for watching. You can get us on Twitter at Works in Progress. Follow Chrissy at Chrissy Rachel 92. Follow Lewis at Crimson Raphael on Twitter.
I don't really use my Twitter, so follow me on Instagram or Snapchat. Actually, follow me on Snapchat. Chrissy Abella 25. I'm a Snapchat head. They're the Twitter heads, not me.
I mean, I'm not so much on Twitter.
Okay, Mike's on Twitter, guys, all the time.
I am on Twitter.
Mike's on everything.
He's on everything.
That is true.
You on Tumblr?
No. I'm not on Tumblr.
Not yet.
Nah.
Right?
I'm on Pornhub, but that's a whole nother story. At DJ Person on everything.
Including Pornhub.
Don't search me. You might actually find it. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.